we have been talking about Rico Verhoeven. Rico Verhoeven has been on our minds. He has been someone that has been brought up on this program several times because of Francis Ngannou's win. And I was just racking my brain. I was just, trying to think, okay, what's big enough for Francis next? What would be a good challenge? What would be a spectacle? And right before we had him on, I thought Rico Verhoeven, perhaps, the kickboxing king against the MMA king in a boxing match or in a home and away, something like that. By the way, in case you're wondering, I don't throw around king lightly. 26-1 in glory, most wins in glory history, undefeated in glory since 2012 on a 25 fights. I repeat, 25 fight win streak is Rico Verhoeven, the longest winning streak, by the way, in glory history. 11 title defenses. That's most in glory history. And he returns to action back home in the Netherlands on December 7th. Let's say hello to the king of kickboxing, Mr. Rico Verhoeven. There he is. Hello, Rico. How are you?
Sir, I'm good, Ariel. How are you?
I'm doing great. It's
What
great.
an introduction. Thank you
course.
so much.
And it's well earned. It's well deserved. So like I said, we've been talking about you. We talked about you on Monday. We talked about you on Tuesday with Eric Nixick and Dan Hardy, and now wanted to get your thoughts on all of this. As you know, Francis on the show on Monday is coming off the big win, and I just thought, what could be big enough? What could be a spectacle? What could be an interesting challenge now that Francis is doing all this stuff? And you came to mind, and I saw Glory has posted about it, and Marshall Zelaznik hit us up about it. And so could I just ask, now that all this has kind of been out there as a thing, and I will admit, I'm just throwing it out there. I've created it, but I feel like it's become a thing. What are your thoughts on this idea?
Yeah, I love the idea. Actually, I've been thinking about a crossover or whatever for quite some time now. So I love the idea. I love the idea because it's a new challenge. Not that like I'm done with challenges within glory, but like you said, I got an amazing win streak and title defense streak. And earlier this year, we won an amazing tournament. But yeah, like I'm open to challenges. So, and I think like when we're talking about the baddest on the planet, let's find out who it is.
Yeah, because for some reason, Rico, and I'd love to get your thoughts as to why, when we talk about baddest, it usually is boxing and MMA. Why does it seem like sometimes, and maybe it's a North American thing, why does it seem like you get excluded? I don't think you should be excluded. Look at the resume. Look at what you've done in the past 10 plus years. Why are you not in that discussion?
I think because the sport of kickboxing is not as big in North America. So I think that's the main reason, because everything that's big over there, like UFC, like boxing, that's like most relevant. So that's what you talk about. But yeah, definitely kickboxing is part of the discussion, a part of the conversation. So yeah, you made it part of the conversation. So let's talk about it. I'm excited.
Okay, so like I said, I did ask Francis about this. I kind of put him on the spot in case anyone out there, including yourself, didn't hear his response to me throwing you out as a potential next opponent. I just want to play the clip and then we'll get your reaction, all right?
Yep.
Here we go. By the way, I also I'm trying on your behalf. I'm trying to think, okay, who's out there that could be big, interesting challenge? I threw out Rico Verhoeven, who's the kickboxing champion. Wouldn't that be something like Rico versus Francis, kickboxing versus MMA in boxing? And I hear that Glory's interested in this. You know who he is, right?
Yeah, of course.
That'd be something,
I
right?
mean, I have trained with him.
Oh, okay. So you're friends. So no chance.
No friend. I mean, we met once at the gym. I think we are we are friends, but not to the extent that we cannot fight each other. We're a gym friend.
Okay. Can I work on this? Do you want me to work on it, or should I leave it alone? What do you think?
Send me a deal.
All right. Okay. So you see, Francis is into it.
Yeah, send me the deal.
All right. I'm going to work on it. I'm working on it. What
Yeah.
about that training session? What do you remember from that?
What I remember from that, I was in the US, and we got approached by his team already earlier for preparation, but for some kind of reason we couldn't make it happen. And now I was in the US anyway, so we flew over to Vegas, and yeah, we had a nice training session. So we moved around. He was preparing for a fight, but he also just had an operation. I just came back from the eye injury, so we didn't spar, but like we just threw around some punches. I gave him some kickboxing notes, and that's it. We have fun. And
Big
of
guy,
course,
right?
Eric, yeah, an amazing guy, and Eric is an amazing guy as well. So yeah, we clicked.
So since this kind of started to become a thing on Monday, has Glory talked to you about it? I understand they're very interested. Um, is there anything being discussed behind the scenes? Any sort of discussion, plan, chatter, anything like that?
No, to be honest, I tried to keep everything away because you threw it out and like the phone was buzzing. Everybody was going crazy. Everybody wanted my response. And I said, like, okay, if I talk to somebody, I'm gonna talk to Ariel first.
I
So he
appreciate
was
it.
the one yeah, taking the initiative. So let's do that. And for the rest, yeah, what the crossover talks have been about, it's been going on for quite some time. And for example, what's going on in Saudi is awesome. And I truly believe that they really put martial arts back on the map in a different way. And you put different combat sports and different stand-up combat fighters against each other, you get an amazing scene, and that's what they're doing. So either if it's Prince Turkey that's putting up amazing boxing fights and UFC events, or that they're doing PFL or whatever, I love it. I love it, and yeah, shout out to them and a lot of respect.
So far in Saudi, they've obviously done the boxing, they've done MMA, they've done UFC and PFL. They do a lot of pro wrestling, WWE. To the best of my knowledge, no kickboxing, no Glory.
No,
Is
not yet.
any of that that you're aware of? Why not? Why isn't
Why
kickboxing
not?
being
Yeah,
featured?
exactly. Exactly. I think it should be part of the conversation. And I think it's the most exciting part as well, because eventually that's what we want to see. And I think the sport of kickboxing has brought up a lot of great fighters, even within UFC. We have some, for example, Alex Pereira, who's
Mm.
been dominating the UFC like crazy, who came from Glory as a champion. So, yeah, why not?
By the way, are you surprised by the success that he's having?
Definitely not.
You're not. Okay. Why not?
No, no, no. Because he's been an amazing fighter within Glory. Now he transitioned to the UFC, and just his style, his power is, as you can see, impeccable. I love it. I love it. I'm amazingly proud of him. I support him from a distance. So we follow each other on Instagram. So we stay in touch. So say whenever you're over in the Netherlands, let me know, and yeah, let's do a workout.
You don't need anything more. You're a gigantic star. You're doing very well and whatnot. I'm just wondering if there's any part of you that sees the success that he's having over there and thinks, you know, would this be good for me? Would this be good for my global, notoriety, my global popularity? Is there any part of you that thinks about yourself when you see what's been happening to him?
No, because years ago I've made the executive decision to not do it. I've been with Glory, and for me, the reason to not transition into MMA was, just be honest with yourself. I think that's most important always. And looking at it, it's like, why would I transition into MMA? Okay, it might be a new challenge, but do I want to be the very best MMA fighter, or do I just want to, for example, build my name globally because the UFC organization is bigger? Yeah, and I think the heavier weight was on that, on building the brand, maybe the brand Rico bigger and the name worldwide. And I don't think that's the right reason to transition to a totally different sport if you don't want to become the very best at it. So that's why I made the decision not to, and stay with Glory and dominate the sport, and yeah, raise the bar as high as possible for the next generation.
Okay, so with that in mind, in this fictitious world where it's potentially you versus Francis,
Yeah.
which scenario do you like best? Because there's several, right? Francis,
Yeah.
not a kickboxer. Um, I suggested, you guys meet neutral territory in a boxing match, or maybe it's one kickboxing, one MMA. What are you thinking? As you've thought about this the last couple of days, what do you think is the most feasible?
Oh, but like you said, there's so many different flavors. So there could be a home and away fight, a kickboxing and an MMA fight, which most likely end up maybe in a 1-1. But a boxing match, that's interesting because that's a way for both of us.
Yeah.
Even though he's been doing 2 boxing fights in the last year, but still it's different. And I've been boxing for quite some years as well, not on a professional level, not in the ring, but yeah, I've been training with Peter Fury for years and years, and he says like, "You ready for it?" So let any top level boxer challenge you, and yeah,
I,
let's show what we got.
I love this. I love this so much. So to be clear, you would be interested in that, a neutral sport. You meet him in a boxing ring in a boxing match.
100%. But like I said, I'm open to whatever the talks are about. Let's just see what we can do. And I think this is definitely a different kind of crossover. Even though, for example, we would do a kickboxing fight. How crazy would that be? Because Francis is an amazing stand-up fighter as well, and there is no more, I think, challenging, more exciting combat, stand-up combat sport than glory, than kickboxing is. So yeah, we could do it because he's an amazing kickboxer as well. So and it's a different kind of crossover. So like I said, I'm open to the different kind of flavors. So let's see what the discussions are about.
And would you be open to MMA?
Why not? Let's see.
I love it. You do have a history in MMA, right? Couple fights.
I definitely do. I definitely do. I did one professional MMA fight. I did some grappling matches here in the Netherlands. So yeah, if I gotta be honest, it's been a while. I'll probably be a little bit rusty, but but yeah, why not? It's like I said, it's like the crossover fights has been on my mind for quite some time. So, but it just has to make sense. And yeah, I think this makes sense.
What did you think of his? Obviously, the two boxing matches were completely different. One he looked incredible in, the other one
Completely.
he got knocked out. But overall, from what you saw of him as a boxer, what did you make of it? And also, by the way, like the first fight against Fury, did you chalk that more up to what he did, or maybe how Fury looked, or how maybe not so serious he took the task?
Yeah, I think that was more the case. But even though he put out a great performance, because everybody thought like, oh, Tyson's gonna yeah wipe the floor with him, and like he said, take him to school. And yeah, that was definitely not a walk in the park. So I loved how he kept himself standing against maybe one of the greatest boxers of all time. And yeah, after that, he had another fight with Anthony Joshua that was a little bit different, but maybe he had some stuff going on. I don't know. But next to that, he put himself out there, and the only thing you can say is you respect that. I love it. I love that he just takes the challenge to the highest level and just commits himself to that.
Did you
And
watch?
there is no failure. There is
Mhm.
no failure. There's only learning.
Did you watch his fight on Saturday?
No, but I have to be honest. I saw the highlights. I saw
Yeah.
the highlights and the end of it. So yeah, amazing fight, and like I said, a lot of respect to Francis and the journey that life has gave him. That's amazing and incredibly challenging. So like I said, I totally respect him for that and how he's coping with everything.
Hmm. By the way, so I know that you said that you were open to crossover fights and things like that, and you've been kind of itching for something different. Has anything ever been presented to you? Was there ever anything on the table, something in the works that was a quote unquote crossover fight?
Yeah, we've been now and then things came by or talk people question about it, but like now, like last year I was injured, then I came back into glory defending my title. Then straight after that we went into the tournament, the Grand Prix. We took that home, and after that I was just good to have a little bit of vacation. So now defending my title again on the 7th of December. So after that, we're free, we're open. So let's see what crossover fight is. Is coming on the path.
You're returning to the, I'm going to butcher this, Gelderdome?
Yeah, in Dutch we would say Gelderdome.
Ah,
but you can say
Gelderdome.
Gelderdome.
Okay, so it's
like that.
the G is a
Yeah, it's really hard in the Netherlands. Yeah.
Okay.
Gelderdome.
In Arnhem?
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
Against Levi Richters, who you actually competed against and beat in the final of the tournament, right? So this is a rematch.
Sir.
He calls himself the Prince. You're the king of kickboxing. Does it annoy you that he calls himself the Prince?
I called him the Prince.
Okay.
He's actually his nickname. His nickname was the Judge, or is the Judge. But I see potential in him. So in a funny interview, they asked like, okay, what type of nicknames or what things come up to you when you hear certain names? So and then they said his name, and I said, oh, he's the Prince. He's the king to beat when I'm retired.
Oh, so that's not you trying to big brother him and say that he's beneath me by calling him the Prince?
Definitely not. Definitely,
Okay.
But it depends, Ariel. It's you know, you have people that see a glass half full or half empty. So they can see it as that, or they can see it as half full. I mean it as half full, but if some people take it as half empty, it's not my problem.
That is, I totally get that, and I understand the explanation. I always feel, we were talking about this weekend, there was a fight for the Bellator middleweight title between the champion Johnny Eblen and Fabian Edwards, and Johnny beat Fabian to retain his title last year, and then he had to fight him again this Saturday, and I always feel like it's tougher on the champion who has to beat a challenger twice, as opposed to a challenger who climbed the mountain, fell down, and now gets another shot at the king, as opposed to the king just trying to do something more spectacular this time or beat him quicker or something like that. It's a different, harder type of challenge. How do you feel about the fact that you just beat Levi and now have to beat him again with him getting 2 cracks at you?
Well, the other time we fought each other was in the tournament. It was a totally different circumstance. So we both had 2 fights previous on the same night, previous to the fight we had. So now we're going into this one both fresh, focused. So I think this is the more fair shot to him as well.
And important to note, he has won twice, I do believe, since that fight. So he has tried to earn the opportunity again. He did,
Yes,
in all fairness, land what appeared to be a pretty gnarly spinning back fist in that fight against you. Have you been preparing for that? You think he's going to try to break it out again?
100%. That's what he does. He comes out with like the craziness, the jumping knees and the spinning back fists and the scissor kicks and stuff like that. And I was totally controlling that fight. Gave him 1 or 2 knockdowns, I believe 2 knockdowns in the first round. And I think I just became too comfortable. And I think it's in my opinion, it's a good lesson. And it's, for me, those fights are a representation of life. So maybe sometimes life is just flowing a little bit too well and everything's just going a little bit too good, and then you just get knocked down. You get surprised. And that's like moments you get too comfortable. So it's a good lesson. I stood up. I had to recover from that. We did. And still we took the job home. So I'm happy with it. And it was a good lesson.
We saw you rocking the very special Christian Dior fight gear. Do you have something like that planned for December 7th, or a different designer that is unique?
No, not yet. In this fight, I don't have something planned, but maybe for the crossover fight we can do something crazy. But definitely, this was a unique collaboration between me and Christian Dior. So we had Mr. Kim Jones himself design it. So that was insane. Excited. It's just so cool to keep doing stuff that hasn't been done before. Like, for example, like now we do a crossover fight, the first kickboxer to ever do it, to ever be champion for this long and unbeaten, stuff like that. It's just like, I love to do it. It's not that I tap myself on the show like, oh, you're doing amazing. No, just like I've been enjoying what I can and focus on the next challenge ahead.
I saw you were also honored by having your own wax figure at Madame Tussauds. What was that like to see that?
That was insane, Ariel. To be honest, that was yeah, I don't know, man. It's yeah, how do you explain it? I could never imagine something like that happening. And the funny fact is also that it is one of the few wax figures that actually moves within Madame Tussauds. So you can walk up to me and you can do a live like stare down, and then the wax figure just yeah, it has some type of like technology within it, and the eyes just meet your eyes, so you can do like a yeah few seconds stare down. It's crazy. It's crazy. When you visit Amsterdam, you should
I
go
would
there.
love to.
You
I
would love
saw
it.
it.
Yeah,
It looks incredible. Like it has to
yeah.
be trippy, right? To see yourself and to just know that you're immortalized like that. That has to be incredible.
Yeah, it definitely is. And I was like looking into the eyes, like really close because I did a stare down with it myself, and just like looking for the robotic or something that you see, like, this is not real, but I couldn't see it. I could not see it. It was just like looking in the mirror.
Incredible. By the way, most importantly and most exciting, congratulations to you and your fiance. I believe you got engaged over the summer, right? And what a beautiful
Yes,
scene
thank you
that
so
was
much, Ariel.
on a beach with roses. And where was that? Where was this whole thing that you planned looked
Yeah,
fantastic.
Maldives.
The Maldives.
Yeah,
Wow.
Maldives. Yeah,
Well
wow.
done.
It was amazing, and thank you so much. It was also going there and never been being there before, and just knowing the Maldives from the pictures and from the movies, and it was just, this is the place. If I would do it anywhere, this is the place I would do it. And everything just coming out like a freaking movie scene,
Yeah.
with the sun going down, and like you said, the roses on the beach and the table, and wow, I couldn't have planned it better, and everything just yeah fell right into place. So really thankful for that.
Did she know it was coming or was she completely
No,
surprised? No
no, no,
idea.
no. So that's the funny thing, Ariel. Everybody was like, "Oh, but she's wearing the white dress."
Yeah.
Well, actually, right before, she wanted to wear like a pink dress or something, but but it was like brand new, so she took it out of plastic or whatever. And she's like, "Oh, I want to wear this," and it was like, she's like, "No, it doesn't look nice. You see that? I just took it out the suitcase." So I said, "You know what? Wear the white one. That would look pretty." So she put on the white one, and she's like, "Yeah, can you zip me up?" So I was trying to zip it up, but the zipper wasn't working. I was like,
Uh,
"It's not working. It's not working." And then finally, I closed it. I said, keep it on, and don't move anymore." All right, perfect. So I went out with the shorts and a shirt because they had my suit there already, dry steam, everything. So I said, okay, I'm gonna go out. I'll come pick you up in a little bit. Or because I was doing a little like a little seminar of kickboxing there. So I said the general manager wants to talk to me. So I either send a car for you like in 15 minutes or pick you up myself. Depends on how long it takes. Yeah, perfect. So I go out, change real quick into my suit, but it was hot. I was sweating like crazy. So I said, go pick her up, or else I'll be soaking wet before she gets here. And then yeah, she came out and she didn't even see. Yeah, well, she didn't even see me like that I changed. She was like totally like flabbergasted. She's like, "Oh my god, what is this?" And then yeah, the everything just yeah came together. So it was amazing, amazing
Amazing.
day.
Well done. I'll give you offline. I'll give you my address for the save the date for the invitation if you need me
hundred
there.
percent,
I'd be
hundred
happy.
percent.
You know, if you need a celebrity, I'm sure you don't have many celebrity friends.
Exactly,
If you
exactly. We need you. We need you
okay,
there.
no problem. Last thing for you, Rico, and great to talk to you as
Yeah.
always. For Francis, if he's watching, or his team, or maybe even the PFL, what would you like to say to them?
What I would like to say to them is just like, hey, I think when we're talking about baddest on the planet, and when we're talking about crossover fights, this thing must happen. This must happen. It has to happen because we've been doing and we've been seeing throughout the last few years the most crazy fights, and I think this is one of them that needs to be added to the list. So let's make it happen.
I'm in. I love it. I'm going to keep banging that drum. I think it would be
Let's
fascinating.
do it.
I think it would be amazing to watch. For now, though, December 7th, next up for you, back home in the Netherlands. Good luck to you, my friend. Can't wait for it. And always a pleasure to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me, Ariel. See you next time.
All right, there he is. The king of kickboxing, Rico Verhoeven, a gent of a man. And it would be quite the scene. Thanks for watching this video. Hey, before you go, do me a favor. Hit that sub button. Give us a thumbs up. Hit the little bell thingy as well. Leave us a nice comment or two. We appreciate you all very much.